Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee, www.defendingwisconsin.org. I will get to our coverage in the Capitol in a minute. However, I do have some very interesting and unfortunate conclusions here in regards to the Supreme Court election. And I am officially accusing the Republicans, especially Kathy Nickolaus in Waukesha County, of cheating the election. Now, I have several reasons for doing this. This is my personal opinion, and personally, I do feel it goes back to Reince Priebus, and so I think that that was the reason why he became National Republican National Committee Chair, was because he successfully at least had the numbers changed in November of 2010, and so they want him to do it for an Obama loss and spike a few states in the national election. However, back to the state election, I'm thinking that Justice Prosser and the GOP had spiked the election for two reasons. The first reason is on Prosser's own webpage. You can see it says the Prosser Victory Fund. Now, this was posted last night when, at the time, Joanne Kloppenburg was ahead by 204 votes. And so I don't know what kind of victory fund it could be, but listen to the wording. It says, "We need your support. After a challenging battle in which a historic number of votes were cast," okay, that's true, "in the Supreme Court race, we need your help in preserving a victory for Justice Prosser." The state pays for all the recall costs, so I don't know how anyone's help is going to preserve a victory, especially when there was no victory at that point. "The likely next step is recount, requiring resources to protect the integrity of the ballots passed and deliver a win." So, and then it says, "Please take a moment to contribute. With your help, a victory in this hard-fought battle is within reach." So he's basically saying that if we can get money, then we can secure a win. At a time in which Joanne Kloppenburg was well ahead, well, maybe not that well, but 204 votes ahead. And no one knew about these missing ballots, which I think are shenanigans, or anything else. And so with that being said, I think that Justice Prosser knew about the shadiness that was going on, and he did nothing to stop it. Now, this morning, I had posted an article about Waukesha County. It was on a left-wing blog, finding some ballots and them being entered, or the ballot numbers changing in Waukesha County. People criticized me because it was from a right-wing blog. Well, I'm sorry. You guys can continue to be sheeps. I'm not. Just because the mainstream media hasn't reported a story doesn't mean that it's not true. And a right-wing blog can sometimes report a true story here and there. And so with that being said, I was right, because later on in the day it came out that 7,000 votes in Waukesha County were recorded. And with that being said, I think it's funny that it's all changing right now. Now, we do also have some interesting developments. Kathy Nickolaus, or Nickolaus, I don't know how you pronounce it, home phone number 262-567-4490, was the past president of the Republican Party of Waukesha County. Now, that's not anything too outrageous. However, what is outrageous is the fact that there seems to be some lack of integrity in the elections in Waukesha County. Now, with that being said, 29 hours after the votes were discovered for the 7,500 votes, Nickolaus made an announcement regarding the votes being discovered. However, that right-wing blog that I posted had known about it before she even made the announcement. That seems kind of fishy in and of itself. Why would they know about all these votes coming in before she even makes the announcement? The other thing with Kathy Nickolaus is that she has all of the election results collection and tallying systems from the Waukesha County Computer Network on her personal computer, so which goes back to systems as early as 1995. There was also scrutiny by the Waukesha County Board of Supervisors, which are predominantly conservative, predominantly Republicans. They had asked her to allow an audit of the election systems in Waukesha County so that they could make sure that the systems were safe, and she flat out refused. Quoting from Waukesha County Board Chairman Jim Dwyer, who is also a Republican, he said, "There's nothing really funny about this, Kathy," in a meeting when she willfully ignored complying with the earlier impartial audit. He said, "Don't sit there and grin when I'm explaining what this is about." The audit was requested by the executive committee after the county's director of administration, Norm Cummings, probably also a Republican, said Nickolaus had been uncooperative with attempts to have the county's experts review her systems and confirm that backups were in place. Because some of her equipment is so dated, such as an 11-year-old modem for transmitting data over the telephone, and 1995 software no longer supported, and is not routinely getting security updates, her election systems are not connected to the county systems but are on standalone equipment. And so, in their audit of Nickolaus's handling of the systems for collecting and tallying votes, county auditors said it was entirely possible for Nickolaus or one of her employees to tamper with voting data due to Nickolaus's insistence on controlling password access to the system and not sharing system maintenance or access to the system with absolutely anyone. Now, another shocking development. On Tuesday, shockingly large turnout suddenly emerged from Waukesha County, which did not comport with either the results of previous spring elections or even internal estimates from city officials midday. In fact, Waukesha County Deputy Clerk said at 1:18 p.m. that turnout was very typical, predicting somewhere between 20 and 25%, which would still be quite high for a spring election. As Tuesday night wore on, reporting in Waukesha County stopped altogether for hours, leaving observers to wonder what was going on. Then suddenly results suggesting massive turnout started to pour in rapidly, with Prosser adding dramatically to his total by a 73 to 27% margin. Now, it is interesting that David Prosser also hired 2 campaign attorneys that worked in the Bush recall. And so what do we make of this? Well, what I make of this is that David Prosser is clearly cheating the election, and he's using Kathy Nickolaus to do it. Now, folks, depending upon how this goes, there very well may be a revolution on the way. And with that being said, we need to be very careful. It needs to start with a citizen's seizure of Kathy Nickolaus's computer to be monitored and to be looked at by the county board and turned over to the county board for election integrity. We also need to make sure there's a hand recount. And so with that being said, feel free to make whatever assumptions you want, but it's pretty clear there's some shenanigans here and there's some unjust election practices, and it makes it very difficult for us to trust our current election system. Jeremy Ryan reporting from Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee, www.defendingwisconsin.org. Enjoy the coverage of the Capitol, and thanks and have a wonderful day.
Jeremy Ryan reporting from the Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee. We are now at our song circle. And as you can see, Jason is over there. Jason is over there blocking the unconstitutional sign. I had it over here, but the officer had requested that I bring it over. This is Matt Schonenberg, our hunger fighter, our hunger striker. But the officer had specifically requested that I bring the unconstitutional sign back where it belonged. But I could choose any side I wanted it to be on, so I chose the side by the Constitution, which is kind of strange. But that is freedom's price. We don't mind. We're just singing in solidarity, having a good time. Just a line. Walk right here and see us. No, we might as well be blind. We deal with men of ice, but if that is freedom's price, we don't mind. Nice to start to recall. Is it nice to die there? The nicer way is to do it, but the nice ways always fail. Isn't nice, isn't nice. Looks like we got some lobbyists coming in over here. But if that is freedom's price, we don't mind. There's some more lobbyists up there. Jason's still guarding the sign. And I do want to note something. You see, what upsets them more than anything is the fact that we have fun. And we're always happy and we're in a good mood. And the protesters aren't as mean and angry as they make us seem. And so I think that upsets them more than anything. Jeremy Ryan reporting from Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee. www.defendingwisconsin.org. Have a great day, folks. We now have changed the sign. There is the Honorable Joanne Kloppenberg for Justice. And there is a sign at the bottom. And it reads, I, Jeremy Ryan. Oh, and now Valerie's going to put one up too. It reads, I, Jeremy Ryan, believe to the... Oh, Valerie stuck hers up there.
And I did not touch it.
Yeah, I know. But that'll keep that nice.
I think they have to keep that, is that right?
Yeah. I'll show you what this sign says. It says, I, Jeremy Ryan, believe that the Department of Administration is trampling on our constitutional rights by displaying this sign and by ordering the police to remove handheld signs from the public areas of the Capitol. I have asked the courts to prevent further violations of our rights. Tell Secretary Mike Hipsch to stop violating our rights. DefendingWisconsin.org. And then there's one that has Valerie's as well. Hello? This is him. Jeremy Ryan reporting from Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee, www.defendingwisconsin.org.